Stacey, what pleased you most about that? Very comprehensive on the scoreboard, but you obviously tried a lot of combinations. But yeah, what was the takeaways for you that most pleased you?
Yeah, I think we're definitely exploring our depth and making sure that we've got great versatility, and I think that's the way the girls have really been training, is we've been able to adapt and shift different things, and we're using people's strengths to shift things out in the game as well as strategy. So it's nice to have that option, and I thought the players that came on, brought that to the court and had impact. So it was good to get that versatility, and I think when we really had intent out there in our setups and things like that, I think we had some good ball movement and some good contest to the ball. It's just getting the consistency, but not bad for a first game.
The mentality too, I mean, it looked pretty ruthless. Is that a product, I guess, of the competition in the squad for spots with what's coming up this year?
Yeah, the girls, I think, really pride themselves on making sure that they drive the standards from within, and it's something that, regardless of who we come up against, we've got to make sure that we're presenting and making sure that we're transferring what we do in the training environment to the performance one, and I think they really tried to do that tonight.
Stacey plays a half and shows what she can still do. She probably didn't have the series she wanted at the back end of last year, but shoots 25 goals in 30 odd minutes. What's it like for her being out there tonight?
Yeah, I think, some real confidence building, and I thought, so Dwyer, when she came on, she went to post strongly, and I think, the girls might have moments in time, but they go away and they grow and they learn and they do all the things on and off the court to make sure that they come in and are performing well, and I couldn't question what they've been doing at camp. That's why they've been selected in this 12, and it was good to see Cara and her movement and her flair and getting up in the air.
Jamie, you were the only person to play the full 60 minutes out there today. How is it for you having all that constant change around you, even though you've obviously been in the team for a long time and played with all those girls for years now?
Yeah, I think it was a solid 60 minutes. Playing in February is always challenging, but we've had plenty of match play, and I think the girls that come on, they switch on straight away, and it's really, really nice, and it was fun out there. I feel like Jamaica definitely challenged us in parts, and we were able to problem solve in the moment, which was good as well, and I think that's what it's all about, is being able to play and problem solve in these matches before a big year ahead.
Jo Weston comes out in goal defence, Jamie, and she's getting, I think she ended up with 5 games. What's it like, being alongside her on that line?
Yeah, she was a weapon. She was flying everywhere. I was like, go Jo. I think it's really exciting, and I think we have such high expectations of each other, and just remembering when we are playing to be able to celebrate the good things that happen, and I think sometimes we are really hard on ourselves, but yeah, just remembering that we play because we love it, and celebrating those things, because Jo came out there and she got 5 clean intercepts, which is amazing. So good that you can put someone on like her and make such a huge impact.
Stacey opted for just having the 12 to tour with this group rather than the 15 or 14 we've done for the last few series. How does that change how you need to manage load, not only within games but then between games as well?
Yeah, I think, it has been a bit of a juggle over this period of time, but we had the whole squad at the AAS when we were all there, and I think one of the things I was able to say, particularly the girls that did miss out, they certainly aren't playing themselves out of selection or contention, but at the same time, the Diamonds haven't been with the 12 on tour for probably the last 18 months. We've really travelled with a bigger group, and at some point you need to see what we look like when you narrow in a little bit, just the way we function. Travelling, the way that we're moving our combinations, and exactly that, being able to take away some of the pressure of selection and just allow the players to know that this is the group right here and now, and they've got a job to do, and what does that look like stepping on the court. So it is definitely different from a 12 to a 15, but the experiences that we've had with the larger group has given depth to our group. It's definitely pushed the standard and the expectation across the group, and the players take on the responsibility when they're selected to now represent the broader group.
There are a lot of turnovers in that first half. What do you put that down to? Do you think it's just the timing of the year, first game, or was it the combos?
I think sometimes a bit of the timing, and just Jamaica do things a little bit different, so I think our contest on the ball was a little bit out of sync, and for that side of the defensive game, and then from the attacking part they sort of slip, and you're trying to see what sort of structure they have, and sometimes they're just so athletic that they're able to cover ground. So I think we were testing and feeling a little bit, and sometimes just needed to back in the way that we actually play, and I think if we went harder in presenting, then other things would unfold and we'd be able to move the ball with a bit more freedom.
They're close within 2 in that second quarter, and do you feel like that's the challenge that you needed? I mean, people look at that score at the end and say, oh, it was pretty one-sided, but it was up for grabs in that.
Absolutely, and I think that's the thing with Jamaica is that we're all aware of the players that aren't there at the moment, but they've got great skills with the players that are coming in. Their mid-court's been around for quite some time. Shanice and Latanya have been playing in SSN, so they know what we do. We know a little bit about them, but when you put the collectives against each other, it is a different game. So it is going to be. It's no walkover ever, and we've spoken strongly about everything you do, you've got to earn, and they do have great skill sets. That's why they're national team, and they're preparing as hard as anyone for Commonwealth Games, and when they get their injection of a Janelle or a Shamira or a Jodie Ann, we know how strong they actually are.